It's Thursday and it's 1 o'clock and we just finished lunch. So must be time for opposite Saxes,
It is.
isn't
Hello, everyone.
it?
Welcome.
Good to have you with us into a new year and, looking forward to it. A lot remains to be seen what's going to happen to our country now that we go into a new year, new administration, new changes, new lifestyles,
New,
but same old people.
new air conditioner and heater.
Yeah, we are enjoying it though. It's really very nice because it keeps you toasty on the cold mornings and we don't know really what it's going to do as far as air conditioning because it's going to be a few months before we get there.
Well, for the thousands and
But
thousands that we paid, it should put out some heat.
it
It should
should
do
reach out and
everything.
and massage your cold feet.
Absolutely. Oh, well,
But I gotta tell you, it is so quiet. You
yeah,
don't even hear the air moving through. Yeah, in fact, I wondered, is it on or not? But it's
it's on.
yeah. And so we've sacrificed everything else this year and maybe next
Oh,
for the sake of
man.
having a new heating and air
It's
conditioning
only
system.
money.
And so what we've been doing, we've been sitting on the couch and, and
In our happy
in our
places.
happy places, which if you've been keeping up with our shows from week to week, they kind of all tie together. But we have our certain shows that they're kind of the go-to shows that we watch sometimes when we don't want to watch the news and maybe there isn't a movie that
Or
we have
HGTV.
time. So sometimes we have a channel here in Dallas, it's channel 27. And it shows a lot of the old game shows. And very often we follow Steve Harvey and the Family Feud. And I mean, some people will say, "Oh, that's such a bunch of nonsense." I really enjoy it. I like to see the
It's nice
questions.
to laugh
Yeah,
for a
it
change.
is. Yeah, you're right. It's a humorous show because the families sometimes come up with really good answers that you think are up on the board and
Or
they're not.
really, really horrible.
Or
And you wonder, how did they get through the trials?
yeah, right.
Jeez.
And then when one member of the family
Mhm.
comes up with a really stupid answer, the other members of the team all go,
Yeah,
"Hey, good answer, it's up there, And Steve Harvey is sitting there going, it ain't up there.
and it isn't.
That was a dumb answer and it ain't up there.
Well, they have
And
to be uplifting. They have to
yeah,
help their family along.
but
I get it.
yeah. And honestly, we sit there and we come up with what we think are really good answers. Yeah, that's a good answer. Eh, it's
Not all the
it's
time.
it's not there.
Sometimes we do, but there are times where no one comes up with no one, and so he has to go through then the answers at the end,
Yeah.
and even he's stymied. Even Steve
And
is.
then the bonus round.
Oh, I don't think I could do
At
that.
the end, they have to pick two people from their family to do the answers if you followed the show. And the first one, sometimes you get 200 points, you win the $20,000. And sometimes contestant number one comes up there and they get 160 points. So the second one has only got to
gotta
do
get
40
40.
points to win the money.
But you only have like 10 seconds to answer these six
Yeah,
questions. I mean, it's
yeah.
very short.
But the other coin sometimes is the second person comes out and they say, well, you need 150 points for the
But the
money.
first one only got
And
50.
the first one's sitting there going, oh,
Oh, it was so horrible.
why did I say that?
Uh,
But
it's
it's an
could you do that? I
know,
could not go in front of all those people. I and do that.
we have
The
watched that
round.
show so much that I think that if we were to put, a family team on there, we might be able to do pretty good. But I'll bet there's literally thousands of families that say that. It's easy to sit in your couch
Right.
and watch it and
You're right.
answer, and you come up with a lot of the answers they do, and then you get on the show
you're in front of those bright lights and all those people watching you
Yeah.
in the audience and at home.
You know, another show
Oh,
that falls into that category, Wheel of Fortune.
oh my
I
gosh.
always think I watch those, and you've said to me, and I've said to you too. Sometimes there's three words in the answer, and there's like six letters showing, and you'll blurt out the answer, and I'll say, how did you get that? How'd you
No,
figure that
usually
out?
it's the other way around, I think,
Well,
because you figure it
or
out.
I do, and then you hear about those people that say, I've been watching this show every week for 20 years, and all. They get on the show and they get about, $800.
Well, it's gonna be interesting to see this year because, Pat Sajak,
Pat Sajak
he
finally retired,
retired.
and didn't Vanna?
No, she's going
Oh,
on.
she is going to go on.
Yeah, and Ryan Seacrest is gonna be, and that, I hope it doesn't fall by the wayside.
Yeah,
Maybe he's gonna add new life to it, and it'll be wonderful.
Pat Sajak did a darn good
He
job,
did.
and that was one of the longest running game shows I
Yeah,
think on
yeah,
TV.
yeah.
But that's also a fun show because it kind of makes you use your brain.
Oh my gosh,
Some
yes.
game shows are just pure luck, like The Price is Right.
Yeah,
You may have to know some of your pricing and
you
everything,
do.
but sometimes it's just a matter of just
Well, look at
dumb luck.
Jeopardy. Now, there's no way. I am not a brainiac like that,
Yeah,
and I
but
just couldn't.
however, I sometimes like to watch Jeopardy only because you learn stuff.
True,
It later, you never know
true.
when later it's a question that was asked on Jeopardy comes up in a trivia
Hmm. No,
in a
you're right.
trivia game.
You're right.
But but you know, Jeopardy is a good one.
But you know which one that is very close to our hearts?
The dating game.
The dating game. I hope you said that facetiously.
No, did you ever want to be on the dating game?
No,
You never did?
no. You're the TV person in the family, not
Oh, yeah, no,
wow.
but I mean, it
No.
always was from the standpoint that you know that there's three people on the other side of that wall that you don't know, and all you got to go by is their voice. And I have to say that I think part of the reason you grabbed me was you kind of liked my voice.
Oh, I was waiting for you. I knew you were coming along. I was just waiting.
But sometimes they ask the questions, and I think I always like to watch the expression on the female contestants.
When they come around,
Yeah, because first, before
yeah.
before we introduce you to your date, we'll
Well,
introduce
introduce.
you to the two people that you didn't pick.
Right.
And the first guy comes through, and he is an Adonis. He is a,
Oh,
a hunk
and
with his beautiful tan, and the,
and
the
she's
girl
just,
smiles and goes, "Oh
oh
God, I
God,
passed him up." And then the second guy comes on, and he's looking
he's not
pretty
bad
good
either.
too. And then
The third guy
the
comes
nerdy
up.
guy that you picked, here's your date.
And you know that what the girl is thinking. You can just read her mind
Yeah,
because of her expression. It's like,
yeah.
how do I get out of
Because
this?
the nerdy guy
How am I
said,
going to do
because
this?
his answer was, "I'm gonna take you out on my yacht, and we're gonna go down to the Caribbean for a week, and just let the wind fill our sails." And she thinks, "Wow, that's a." And then this skinny little guy comes from around the partition, and there's your
I
guy.
wonder how many of them actually dated for a while or got married or just dumped him after the first date.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd love to have seen the statistics
they
of
don't
how
make it to the
whenever.
second date.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. But no, the one that I was really thinking of was the Newlywed Game. Now we've been on
yeah,
Newlywed
yeah.
shows
We've done
on the
some
cruise
newlywed
ships
stuff.
and through our nonprofits, and
That is a good game
we
for groups to do, because you pick somebody that's been married for 5 years, and somebody that's been married for 20 years, and then somebody that's been married for 40 or more years.
remember the very first Newlywed Game I think that we won. I was about 8 months pregnant, and it was a dressy party. We were all dressed up. You were in a suit. I was in something black and wouldn't show my
Yes,
stomach.
put it this way, it was black and not revealing.
No, it was revealing. And we won. And you remember what we won? I couldn't have believed it. It was like a 10-pound box of Fannie Mae chocolate
Oh.
candy. And they handed it to me.
Yeah.
And that was just too funny.
Or on the we never did it on the cruise ship.
Yes, we did.
Did we do it on a
Oh,
cruise ship?
yes, we did.
Yeah, what do we
Oh,
with
yes, we did.
keychains or something?
Yes. And we were the winners there too. And we might have won a bottle of champagne.
Right.
I think that was one of the
Yeah.
times we won champagne and a keychain.
A keychain.
Yeah. But I mean, I think because we can relate to that show a
Yeah.
little bit.
And that's
But-
also one of those shows where somebody sometimes answers honestly, but it's not a logical answer. In
Yeah.
other words, when they ask a question to pick, a percentage, and somebody says 35%. No, no, no. You always go with like 50% or 90% or something that is logically possible that the partner is going to answer.
Well, but sometimes they don't, because sometimes they answer the way they think their partner. They don't agree with their
Right.
partner, but
Yeah, that's what I'm
yeah.
saying.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
you think 35%, but like on a scale of 1 to 10, how passionate would you say you are? And somebody says 6. You either say
Say.
5 or you
Or
say 10.
Right.
Pick one of the two obvious answers.
Oh, well,
But-
they'll, I'm surprised they haven't brought that back.
Well,
Either of them. Well, the dating
Yeah.
game is almost like The Bachelor and The Bachelorette now.
yeah.
But-
But they are bringing some of those games back. I think there's the new password.
Oh,
I
there
think
is a new password.
concentration.
Yeah.
They're bringing back one that I always thought maybe I'd like to try. And I used to have the app game on my phone
Which?
was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Oh, yeah, you love
I
it.
had that on my phone, and
Yeah.
I used to do fairly well on my phone.
Well, yeah.
Walk in that studio, I guarantee you,
I can't.
I'll get past the second or third, and I'll use up all my.
I give these people a lot of credit for going on. I mean,
But a lot of them, they eat, drink, sleep, live,
I'm
and
sure.
breathe those game shows, hoping that they'll get picked to go
Well,
on.
yeah,
on
because
the
you've
show.
got to know. You got to know how it works, and you have to be really familiar with it, I would think,
Yeah,
to go on. But anyway,
yeah.
we do
but
enjoy those.
Any
Those are
other
good.
any other shows that you'd like to be on? Oh, another one that we probably would do well on, either one of us.
Oh, name that too.
Name that tune.
Yeah,
That
that was a fun one. I enjoyed that too.
Well, there's a few spin-off. There's a couple of those. There's
seen them.
one where they play the song and then it stops and you have to say the next line.
Yeah, but that hasn't been on for a while.
Yeah. And some of the new shows, I don't think I would have much interest, like the reality type shows, Survivor.
Yeah.
Those
That's
are great
different.
shows, and those are both physical as well as
Yeah.
mental type shows. I don't think I could
I
could
don't
do that.
enjoy watching those.
You know what I would love to do sometime? Cash cab.
Oh, you would love Cash Cab.
I would love a cash cab, and that's
Just to meet the guy in the cab.
and
That's the only reason.
that's another one that when you're watching the show, you usually can go along and come up with most of the right answers.
But that's not, you're not in the cab and you're not
Right.
vying against the clock.
Yeah.
That's,
And also, now let me ask you a question, because it's one of the things in cash cab that always
I know
gets
what
me.
you're gonna ask.
They've won about $2,000.
Yep,
And then you get to the bonus round.
yep,
And you want to risk it all, double or nothing
right.
on a video question, or do you want to walk?
Honey,
Show me the money.
nope.
Right? You're gonna.
Oh, I absolutely would walk. Cause
Yeah.
when we go to Vegas, I don't like any of the gambling.
Oh, I love gambling.
You do not.
Oh, yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Absolutely.
You don't.
Up to my $20
Yeah,
limit.
right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Just
So no, take it and
give me 20,
walk
give
away.
me $20 worth of quarters.
You don't even do
Okay,
that
we did that on a cruise ship once.
once.
Well, we
Once.
lost the $20 in
Well, yeah.
matter of
No,
an hour,
I
and
am,
that was it for the
we
rest of
are
the
not
cruise.
betting people.
No,
You wouldn't walk away
huh?
if you had made it? Even,
I probably would walk away because you're better
yeah,
off saying I've got the cash in my
right,
pocket rather.
right.
But what's the answer that most of the people say? Yeah, we'll go for it. Look, if we lose,
We came with
we
nothing,
came
we'll
with
leave.
nothing. We're leaving with nothing. My feeling is if I can walk out of this cab with the money to cover the cost of the dinner or the theater that I was in your cab going to, I'm going to do it. But again, when you're in the moment, if
It's so different.
if you've just won $2,500, you might say, I'm walking. If you've won $600,
Mhm.
you may say to yourself, let's take a chance and go for 1,200.
Never.
Never.
Will
I would,
never
I,
happen.
I
I
would,
wouldn't
I would,
let you.
I would get the bruised ribs
Oh, never.
from the elbow. Nope, nope.
No.
Or better yet, Lauren would reach up to the driver, I forget his name, and she would say, I'll take the money. I'll take the money. No matter what he says, you don't listen to him. I'll take the money.
Could you walk out when they get to the part where you can't, you've run through your lifelines and you have to ask somebody on the street? Could you jump out of the cab and ask just anybody? You probably
Oh,
could.
sure. If
Yeah.
you're part of
You
the
have to.
game,
You have to.
they'll pull up and stop along the curb, and you're looking and you see somebody you think is studious,
Yeah.
and you say, excuse me, I'm in a cash cab," which
And
you
I'm
know,
thinking most people look at you and say, what?
well,
What's cash cab?
they might walk past you and all, but then you usually get one, and it's in Greek mythology,
Yeah,
so
right.
and so is known by this name or that name, and they look at you like,
There is no
lady, you
way.
stop me on the street and you think that I know anything about Greek
And if
mythology?
they get it, if they give you the right answer, don't you think they're expecting a little something
Yeah,
for that? Because
yeah,
if it hadn't been for them, you wouldn't have
yeah.
gotten it.
Well, but I would think that if I was the guy on the street and they got the question right,
Yeah.
the next thing I would say is, "Where are you guys heading?" Okay, I'm going to meet you at the theater because if you win the show, maybe
Yeah, they
you'll.
don't. They're very nice people on the street. Oh, anyway,
That's funny,
it is
but
funny.
anyway, game shows are always kind of a
That's the other thing.
go
It's,
to.
yeah, it is. It's, you're either laughing or it just takes your mind off
Yeah,
of other things that are going on that you really don't want to think about.
yeah. So if you have a favorite game show, drop us a line. Let us know what it is, or maybe one day we'll start a game show and
Maybe
we'll
we should
invite
talk
people.
about The Bachelorette next time,
Yeah,
or
except
The Bachelor.
I know, but you or I couldn't be participants on either one of those.
No,
And for that
no,
reason, I don't even watch it.
no, but there is one now for those of you that care on Netflix. My sister told me about an episode, a series of the
That's
Bachelor,
senior bash.
senior bachelor, and I think senior bachelorette. So it's
So
really
so
interesting.
they get a guy on there that's probably been a three-time loser, and he's going to interview all these women and try and find
I
out
don't
Mrs.
know
Right.
if it's exactly like the same way or if it's like three or four bachelor. Different episodes are different bachelors or bachelorettes.
And have you
But it's the
noticed
senior
that
version.
most of those shows you always see about 6 months later, breaking news that so and so for the winners of The Bachelor, The Bachelorette just broke up.
They did that, the one that was on TV. Yeah, within a month or so.
It's
They married, and right after they got married, they got an annulment or a divorce.
no interest in watching that
Mm,
show whatsoever.
I'll cross it off the list.
Well, you can watch it when I'm out at a meeting or something.
That's a good idea.
Like,
Maybe I will.
like your Hallmark movies.
Well, thanks for joining us, everybody.
See you again next week.
Bye.
Bye.